welcome to this impromptu episode of Work the Left Side. I do these occasionally if I've watched something and it sparks a fire inside, which is what wrestling is supposed to do. But yeah, obviously got up this morning, watched Dynamite, and very much felt the need to record an impromptu episode. I'm keeping my cool. Before I go into anything, let me just put this out there. I'm a very positive Pete when it comes to wrestling. I love wrestling. I love all the brands. I like the good stuff. I generally forget about the bad stuff. Why focus on it? There's so much good stuff. Let's focus on that. That being said, why the fuck is Jeff Jarrett turned up in AEW? Seriously, like, AEW's got my trust. So far for me, there's been a lot more hits than misses. Don't get me wrong, they're not perfect. They've fucked up a few times, but they generally hit home runs more than they miss. But this, for me, this boiled my piss. It's just something about Jeff Jarrett. It just winds me up. I think the guy's got grandeur. He's well. He thinks he's better than he is. We saw it in TNA. Guy constantly putting himself in the main event, making himself world champion. The dude's a mid carder at best. He was an alright IC champ back in WWF, and obviously after he left TNA, he made Global Force GFW, tried to make that a thing. Fucked it up, I presume. I remember hearing about it or seeing about it for a couple of years. Seemed very much focused on publicity and becoming a brand more than actually putting on pay-per-views or putting on shows. And yeah, that's my general impression of Jeff. I'm not the first one to say it. I think I've read it somewhere ages ago and it made me chuckle, so I kind of quote it a lot. But the only good angle Jeff Jarrett's been in is Karen, and I still think that rings true. I'm not excited to see him in AEW. I wasn't excited to see him in WWE when he turned up years ago. I still feel bad for Elias that he had to be in the ring with him. It just pissed me off when I saw it, because not so much for me, but I think it just gives ammunition as well to the twats out there who just want to pick AEW apart. Making the TNA comparisons, making the WCW comparisons, and it's almost like, ha, told you. Now Jeff Jarrett's there. It's like, oh, awesome. This is WCW circa 2000s, or it's just failed TNA again. Don't get me wrong, I love TNA. I absolutely love TNA back in the day. I love Impact now. TNA was boss as long as Jeff Jarrett wasn't in the fucking title picture. And yeah, dude, I've made numerous videos now. You'll have seen me. Hopefully, if you've watched these before, I'm a pretty cool guy, pretty chilled out. Just talk. This is probably the first time you've actually witnessed me with genuine emotion on video. I am generally fired up about this, and I can't figure it out. I really can't. Best case scenario is he stays the fuck out of the ring and lets Lethal do his handiwork. If Jarrett's a mouthpiece, I'll take it, because he's alright on the mic. He's better than some guys in AEW on the mic. So there's a place for him possibly there if he's directing traffic. If he's directing Lethal to just fuck shit up. If Jarrett gets in the ring, for the love of God, if we get a Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal match versus Darby Allin and Sting, there's going to be a one-man riot in this fucking house. Ah, yeah, I'm not happy about it. Um, I generally can't even form sentences. Um, yeah, best case scenario is Jarrett's on the outside. Lethal goes the whole. There's going to be 4 body bags. I'm thinking it will be because he obviously had a pop at like the AEW fans and stuff like that as well. I'm thinking he may go after the 4 pillars. So first one Darby, take Darby out of the equation. Then he might go for Sammy, Jungle Boy, and I think Mox eventually. Not Mox. MJF eventually. That'll be the end game. If you get an MJF versus Jay Lethal match out of it, awesome. If I have to watch MJF versus Jeff Jarrett, I swear to God, I'm fucking paddying. I literally got to lay on the floor and paddy like a fucking toddler. Fuming. But yeah, on the plus side, if we get to see a 4-man attack on Sammy G, I'm not gonna be moaning that much. Sammy G's probably up there with Jeff Jarrett for me, for guys that just boil my piss. Somebody asked me on Facebook why the hate for Jeff, and I just think the dude's just a massive cunt. He's definitely got ideas above his station. Like I sort of say, he thinks he's this fucking Austin, Hogan, those guys. He thinks he's on their level, and he's generally he's not. I don't know whether he's still carrying a chip from back in the day when Austin refused to work with him, because again he wanted a feud with Austin, and Austin just was like, no, it's not happening, mate, not happening. Dude's a god, not working with him. It's beneath me. And I think that lit a fire under Jarrett sauce, and I think he's been on a mission ever since to kind of prove that he is this main event player. Putting himself in the main event mafia, and just being a massive twat. I don't know why he isn't with WWE anymore. I know he was doing like the whole marketing thing, the whole business sort of thing with them. And I can only presume if he was any good at the job, he would still be there. Maybe he rebuilt his bridges with Vince, but now Trips is there and Sean. They're just kind of like, nah, mate, adios, see you later, there's the door. You're a twat, and I know you're a twat. Vince might have liked you eventually. Nah, we don't. See you later. And I think, Trips is enough of a businessman to, if the guy was good at his job, he would have kept him around. This isn't the same as letting talent go. This isn't like AEW picking up released wrestlers. A released wrestler isn't released because they're not any good. When you work in the back office, I think for the most part you're released if you're not overly good at your job. Obviously there are exceptions to that, but I don't want any smart asses making comparisons to, so it's alright to sign released wrestlers, but it's not alright to sign, Jeff Jarrett from a back office point of view. Different jobs, different things. So yeah, I just fucking, I don't know, man. And are we now going to get Karen Angle coming in to save the women's division? Is this going to be sort of something that happens? Does she come in to, save the day? That's Soraya's job. It's not going very well at the minute, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so this is generally it, just so yeah. Anyway, it's AEW. Positive Pete hat back on. Here we go. Blinded by the positivity. We'll see what happens. Hopefully TK's, has done this for a reason. We'll see what that reason is. If Jeff Jarrett can help the promotion expand its horizons, fair play. If I'm wrong, I hold my hands up. I'm not that guy. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit I'm wrong, and I'll apologise, and I'll say kudos to anyone who called me on it. I hope I am wrong, but if I'm right, fuck all of you. This is a bad move. TK, this, I don't know, man. This could just be another Punk example, you know. But yeah, that's it. It's just me rambling on, just talking about Jeff Jarrett and just wanting to get this off my chest. So I will go back to being the positive Pete. Besides that, Dynamite was banging last night. Loved it. Top episode. Everything about it worked. Loving the Darby Allin match prior to obviously JJ turning up. Loved Daddy Ass birthday bash. That was quality. The whole Swerve Keith thing backstage, top notch. Got to see Jamie Hayter in a baggy hoodie, which was strangely very, very hot. So, you know, nice. Main event, love Samoa Joe, but Brian Cage carried that match like a fucking boss. Sad to see, because I think Joe's definitely, he's been slowing down. He's slowing down a lot now. But yeah, Brian Cage looked absolutely phenomenal in that match, but still got zero charisma, hence his problem. Will Hobbs though, attacking Wardlow afterwards. I'm looking forward to that. I think that could just be a good big man versus big man, slapping meat. Bosh. Yeah, you know, it was a good episode of Dynamite. Thought it's nice to see Colt Cabana on TV as well. Big shout out to Boom Boom. Glad to see him back. Hopefully TK had a conversation beforehand, apologising for taking Phil's side and binning Colt off, and just being like, "I'm sorry, Colt. What can we do? Please come back. We love you. You're awesome. What would you like?" And Colt's just like, "Give me a title shot." TK's like, "Yep, sweet, get out." Jericho's there, Bosh, sorted. But yeah, overall, great episode of Dynamite. So I will end this on a positive note and just sort of say, looking forward to Rampage as well. Some quality matches on Rampage lined up. And also, if you haven't seen, go on YouTube and check out Sami Zayn from last week. It'll just make you feel very oozy. So yeah, that's it. So adios. And thanks for listening to me just ramble on. It's appreciated. So I now don't have to go and bang my head against the wall for 30 minutes. Peace.